So good evening, everyone. So this is basically a session of Sudarshan sir, and this is a collab event of Saranda House with Nilgiri House. So me, the Saranda House secretary, and Ajit, the deputy secretary, and Shauma Brata, the Nilgiri House secretary, and Shom Shankar, the deputy secretary. We all are present here, and now. We all are thankful to Sudarshan sir for accepting our invitation. And obviously, we all know him. He's the HOD of CSC department, IIT Roper. And obviously, he is our most favorite Python faculty in this degree. Like, there are many students. We were from, before, like, we were from non coding background before joining this degree. And we all wrote they all wrote their first ever code only because of Sudarshan sir. So after a long time, finally, he is again with us, and he will be taking a session on modern computing. So, guys, let's welcome Sudarshan sir. Hello, sir. How are you? I think sir is here with us, right?
I think he's setting up his system, so it shouldn't take a couple of
Yeah,
minutes.
no issue. Learning from sir
Am I
is
audible?
actually very great and very interesting. He follows a very unique way, and I think this is a very interesting topic, modern computing, and like from sir, we are gonna learn a very new things, and yeah, I am also very excited. And what about guys? You guys are excited, right? You can turn on your videos, no issue. Just turn on.
So hello guys.
Hello, sir.
I'll turn on my
So,
video provided you all
good
turn
evening,
on
sir.
your videos. At least there are 100 people, roughly 20 people should turn on the video.
Okay.
No, Manideepa, I mean you have done your
Yeah,
share
yeah.
of
I'm.
inspiring
Yeah.
speech. Let us leave it to the crowd to switch on the videos. Okay. So how are you all doing? Nice to see many people who are regulars and also some not so regulars. Excellent. Wonderful. So let me also switch on my video. I know my friends who are all here, who are regulars, are switching on the video. I want to see someone new, someone whom I have not met. Avilakshya, Gaurav, Sanskriti, Aniket. Wonderful. All right. So what are you people expecting? Instead of telling you all that I know, I would like to tell you all that you would like to know. There is no point in having redoing a YouTube video, right? So there are so many upteen number of talks out there which are so beautifully done over YouTube high resolution 4K video. Why would you want me to do another YouTube like video? So let us try to ask you all what kind of a lecture do you want. I've given you the title, but I'll custom tailor it. The menu is short in this hotel, but you choose, you custom tailor your plate meals. Tell me what exactly you would like to, what are you expecting to learn today? Is my voice clear, guys?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes,
Very
sir.
clear. Very good. So
Yes,
tell
sir,
me,
it's clear.
what would you like to hear today? Go on. I'll give you some topics. There are so many topics out there.
So,
I will not be a know-it-all. I will not just talk about things that I do not know. From what I gather from your question, with my little experience, I'll explain whatever is possible at the level that is my little experience. Quant role, computational science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, fundamentals and current research on computation, about quantum computing. Namaskar, Engar sir. Okay, neural in computer, divine accelerated computing. Okay, so I have the beard and gray hair of a sage, but I cannot talk anything divine today. Let's talk technical for a change. Cyber security, NVIDIA, beyond generative AI. I want to prefer a dual degree, so need advice from you that blah, 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 blah. Okay. NVIDIA Blackwell. I don't know what that is. You should tell me what is NVIDIA Blackwell. Sounds like a horror movie for me. Okay. Cyber security, HPC, cloud computing and its drawbacks, AGI, Mojo.
ও হচ্ছিল হোস্ট ছিল আর এ হচ্ছে
Okay, that
আমাদের
part I don't
ইন্সট্রাক্টর
know.
কোর্সের।
I don't understand the language, so please keep the mute button on, admin. Okay, perfect.
Ajit,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Ajit, don't mute everyone. Matlab,
Okay. I unmuted myself. So you force muted everyone. Maybe if you can make me the co-host, then okay, I'm already the co-host. So what I'll do is I will unmute people based on their raising their hands, if it's okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, from now onwards, I'll not see the chat window. I'll be busy watching you people. Let me also open my iPad in case I want to explain something. All right. So there has been a lot of confusion, a lot of questions about what next, right? There are layoffs happening. We don't know what kind of a job is in store for what kind of qualification. I would like to talk about it for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, right? And then after that, I'll go ahead with some technical ideas. I have a feeling Q&A would be better than me going on and on with a talk, right? So we can always have a technical session based on what you want, either now or in the Paradox event. I'll be coming this time, whether or not someone invites me. There's a lot of people over there. I want to just meet you people. I am fan of many students right now. It has been there was a time when students would say, "Sir, we want to meet you." Now it's like, I want to meet you people. Because many people whom I know from the first batch are going to graduate very soon, if not now, at least. Am I audible? My video is stuck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your video is stuck and you are audible.
Okay, now it's okay. All right. So, yeah, my big question for you all is, I have a feeling, firstly, your attitude should be in place. Okay. I'm going to do some attitudinal tuning right now. Tell me, what is the law of conservation of energy? Someone unmute you, raise your hand and let me know what is law of conservation of energy. Maybe I will let you people unmute and talk. Okay, now you can unmute and talk.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible. Go ahead.
Sir, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. The total energy content of the universe is a constant.
Yeah, wonderful. Who is that? Can you switch on your video, please? Who is that? What's your
Aniket
name?
Ganguly. Aniket Ganguly.
Aniket Ganguly. Aniket, that's a wonderful way to put it. When you use the word universe, you summed it all. It's like, you have a family, you have a joint family, let's say of 20 people. Okay. From the past 30 years, the income of this family remains constant. But the way people earn money is different. One person earns a lot for some days and then he stops earning. Other person starts earning, right? And then a bunch of people start earning, so on and so forth. Right? What do you understand by this? By this, you understand that it does not matter how much each person earns. It's about in this joint family, what's the net income? Because the money that they get, they put in a sort of a hundi, and they all share it with each other, right? Okay, perfect. For a moment, I'll restrict chat because chat becomes Twitter, and I start enjoying more than you people on what's happening there. It's like watching the cricket score. Okay, I've disabled it for a minute. I hope the admin is okay about it. All right, so this is the law of conservation of salary in a joint family. Okay, it is constant for some reason. Let's say it's not always true, but assuming it's true, what do we derive from this? We derive that the family need not panic. If someone loses a job, for some reason, the joint family setup is such that someone else will get a job, it seems. It's a magical joint family. Okay. Why, how? Let's forget it. It's a fictitious example for you all. Then if someone loses job, they know very well the net income of this family is constant. Nobody need to panic, right? And this joint family happens to be the family of techies. Okay, the family of techies, where the law of conservation of employment states jobs can neither created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to the other, one job profile to the other. All right. Why do I say this? Let me give you all a nice example. There is a time when a supermarket had 25 people. Why? Now let's ask a bunch of people here. Maybe Aryan, Suryansh, if you had raised your hand, so let me give you a chance to. Why do you think supermarket had 25 people initially? A small supermarket had 25 employees. I'm talking about 90s. Aryan, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. So can you repeat what?
A supermarket had, now maybe Aryan, you were, don't worry, Aryan. So let's look at someone else. Supermarket had 25 people once upon a time. Why? I am not asking you any programming questions, data just questions, placement questions, interview questions. I am asking you a commonsensical question. Once upon a time, a supermarket had 25 employees. Today, there are only 5 employees. Why?
Still, because of AI tools, I think.
Okay, let's see why they had 25 employees. They had 25 employees because there was a lot of back office operations. Okay, inventory, clerical, writing down what is going where. In fact, there was a storehouse also, not for materials, but for books. Why? Because this problem with my video, I think my audio is good, no?
Yes, sir. Your audio.
Okay,
Yes, your audio is good.
Come and go, so let's not worry about it. There was this time when even storing of these ledgers, you required a room. Okay, it used to be not so easy. But once the automation came in, okay, so if there is one take-home message from this discussion, let it be this. So please concentrate. After this, you can actually leave. That's all. I'll be exaggerating on this particular concept. I will just be pulling it like elastic, right? So 25 people became 5 people because automation came in. You don't have to have an accountant. You don't have to maintain inventory. Everything the computer would take care of. To take an entity, write down the billing, write it down, add it, and then use a calculator, pre-calculator you would manually add, right? All these things went away the moment a computer came. A software came. 25 became 5. But here is where I want you all to think. Please understand this part. If you understand this part properly, you will not panic about jobs being taken away. You'll have more respect for what you all are doing as part of your degree course, right? These 20 jobs became jobs in Bangalore. While from supermarket people went out, the computer came in. The computer just like that did not come in. The computer came with a software in it. And the software was created by people from, let's say, United States or France, or may not be so much in France, maybe somewhere down south in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, in Noida, in Gurgaon, right? So this software engineers helped in the replacement of this 25 5 हो गया और 20 लोग सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स नहीं बने. इन लोगों का काम जो भी था सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स वो लोग छीन लिया. They stole, right? And it's not just software. You see, in what is the GDP of software exports in what is software exports in India? If you look at the net profit, the net amount that we how do I put it without making myself appear like a fool who doesn't understand economics? 8% of our software exports is software, right? And a good sizable amount of GDP is software. But you should not just see that 8%. Because of a bunch of software engineers, there are cab drivers, there are bus drivers, there are healthcare specialists, there's crochet, there is school, there is college, because there is a real estate shoots up, right? A huge ecosystem pitches in a place. All right? It's not just that. We should not see it as software coming and going. It is a lot more than that, right? Okay, so far so good. So now, like how 25 became 5, 5 is becoming 0 now. And if you ask me why, if you have been to a Decathlon store, you go inside, you buy stuff, you scan yourself, use your credit card, and walk out of the place. Better even you shop online, right? Automation is now becoming super automation. So what do I mean by super automation? AI has made usage of the computer much more simpler, writing of a code much more easier, and people who are in these regions writing software are able to write that software very quickly. Of course, we see software engineer cannot be replaced. Let's say we all understand the developer's job can never go extinct, but then he's able to do the job much better. A place where you needed 5 people, you only need 2 people. But now you can say, "Arey sir, software mein jaise you take up a company with 10,000 people. You're saying that only 1,000 people are required, 10,000 people are not required." Yes, 10,000 people are not required. But where are the other 9,000 people going? You said law of conservation of employment, jobs, and all that. In that connection, what does it translate to? Very easily, this translates to the following. These 10,000 people became 1,000 people, and the rest 9,000 was being replaced by people working in, let's say, OpenAI, people who develop Google Gemini, people who are developing from Copilot to Autopilot today, right? There is requirement of people who understand devices, who understand GPUs, who write what is called CUDA in NVIDIA, right? It's all non-trivial stuff. Like how you code at the binary level long back, 60s, 50s. They're now coding at the CUDA level, CUDA, if you have heard of it, right? It's a sort of an interface between how you train TensorFlow on Python to what it happens at the neural network level, right? If you are ready to reach there, don't worry. I'm only talking at a very high level. There is a requirement of people who can handle GPUs, who can handle how to handle GPUs. At the device level, there's a requirement for electrical engineers who understand how to come out with devices which can run a neural network. World is shifting towards that end. Now, I'm not telling you data structures is not important. I'm not telling you algorithms is not important. I'm not telling you computer hardware is not important. I'm only saying that the shift of focus is going somewhere else. And with this shift of focus, your focus should also shift. right? How will that shift? University can only do so much. We can teach you what is happening today. We or nobody in the world would know what's going to happen tomorrow. If you knew what's going to happen tomorrow, all of us would be rich, because go invest in the stock market, see what's going to go up tomorrow. Keep investing. Invest whatever you get, invest that more day after for what is going to go up the day after, and so on and so forth. Right? Simple. Nobody understands it. Right? So what we understand is, Hanji, there is some element of predictability, but what we want all our students to do is we want them to be trainable. We want them to be problem solvers. We want them to be keen observers. We want them to take a top-down, bottom-up approach and then solve a problem. We want them to be team players. Now, all these things you learn in an academic atmosphere. Right? Whatever is taught to you people right now, they're all fundamentals. Open your eyes, open your ears, learn them. But then what you should also sharpen is your problem-solving skills. Right? If you want to be a footballer, you must also work on your torso and thighs and hit the gym. You cannot just be in the football ground all the time. Right? In this connection, if you people have any questions, let's take some questions. Go ahead. Meanwhile, let me fix my little camera, which is not doing well. So go ahead, ask me a question if you have any on this topic.
Yeah, I had a question. So, just like you said, the evolution is rapid and we need to be better problem solvers. So, some of the things that we learn as extreme fundamental things could eventually become a black box, which we might not require, right? Which would be automated. So, how would we actually know what are the fundamental topics that we actually require, and how to become essentially like just a better just some guidelines on how to improve your problem solving skills.
Good question. So I'll historically handle this question here. As you can see, am I audible? Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
as you can see, the moment computer science became popular, you know who were the people who were doing their share of inventions? Electrical engineers and mathematicians. To some extent, physicists. Got it? It was not computer scientists. There was nothing called computer science. Electrical engineers who saw the evolution happening, understood how the evolution was happening, and then jumped in. And then were the problem solvers. Right? Now, computer science people, when they saw that data-based analytics is picking up, they started picking up statistics as a subject and are now trying to understand this domain of machine learning. Right? Now, if this moves somewhere else, in fact, the whole domain of machine learning, the whole domain of data analytics today is about neural networks mainly. The classical idea of AI, ML, of course, it is there at the fundamental level. It is important. We all should know it. But today, highly applicable models all are neural network based. Right? Now, our friend's question was, how do I develop these problem solving skills? The idea is at one level, you must play the sport, football, volleyball, tennis, cricket. On the other level, you must work on your endurance. You must work on your ability to run. You must work on your muscles, right? These things come from pick a problem and then try to solve them. For instance, if you are an ML expert, let's say, but I give you a stock market question, you would not know a thing of stock markets. I'm not so sure if your course curriculum covers finance at any level. Maybe it's an elective. It's not compulsory. At least our course where I teach does not have a finance component. Doesn't matter. right? So you can probably pick up a little bit of finance, and you have your backing of data analytics. You can jump in, try to see what is the problem, and then try to solve it. The new form of computation is quantum computing, as someone was asking in the chat box. Now, should I panic saying that I'm not a physicist, I don't know what quantum computing? I may want to pick up as much as it takes for me to pick up. And that is when you're with experts, when you're in a good group of people, you can pick up any subject quickly. Albeit you cannot become a top class master there, but you will be someone very soon, in the sense that you can understand what's happening in the domain. For example, I'm not an expert in quantum computing, but I follow the news on what is happening. Right? I'm not an expert in security, but I know the state of the art results in security as of today to a good extent. Okay, so I hope I answered the question there. The long story short, all I'm trying to say is you must start solving problems, take up questions, give the answer. In that connection, what should you people be doing? I have a small tip. The tip is, here is an accountant, and here is a calculator an accountant uses to balance the balance sheet. He should not worry about calculus there. Of course, calculus may be applicable in some not so direct way, but then he should not worry about calculus. He should just worry about balancing the balance sheet using a calculator. And you should not worry about the internals of calculator. You should not say, "Arey, calculator ke andar open karke dekhunga, electronics pehle usko samjhunga, uske baad I will use the calculator." No, you to drive a car, you don't have to know the internals of a car, but it's good if you know. If there's a breakdown, you can open the car and then fix it. But to a large extent, you just need to drive the car. To a large extent, you should just use a calculator. Today, the world is moving towards, many people will disagree with this. I don't know why they disagree, but this is the fact. Given a problem, how do you solve it? The jugaad way. In Punjab, they use washing machine to do lassi. The jugaad way. All right. Modify it nicely, so nicely, and they make lassi in large scale. All right. So that kind of a jugaad is what we want. Can the admin disable the... Okay, I disabled it. All right. So it's the jugaad approach to problem solving with the fundamental knowledge, with the state of the art findings, if any, is the need of the hour. Right? I have seen many people, very smart people, they don't know anything much, but they can pick up whatever it takes to solve the problem. Right? Okay. Soham Omkar, please pose your question.
Sir, as far as I know you focus on intuition. So, any tips about developing?
Okay, so this is the usual question that we all have on developing intuition, developing one's ability to do charity, developing one's ability to wake up in the mornings, be efficient, effective. I'm not calling them straight-jacketed questions. I'm only saying that they all have a reason in the background. Okay, if you're diehard passionate about what you're doing, for instance, take up a question in data sciences. The question is so elegant that you want to know the answer for it. Right? You will do hook or crook and then solve the problem. As opposed to you taking an exercise problem and then solving it. Of course, exercise problem is also important. Try to see in a given exercise problem a nice, curious question. And how would you solve it? One. Second thing is, working in group really, really helps. Gives you that adrenaline rush. Playing one-person tennis versus mixed tennis versus playing cricket, in a large team. These are all different kinds of sports, but when you have many people, you have fun. Right? So solving problem together, people playing chess, you learn more. Of course, the competition involves you alone playing, but then when many people are thinking, analyzing, sitting, and then bombarding, and then brainstorming with each other, there you get to learn more. Right? Maybe we should do more of that. That is I think the key. For instance, more than 80% of what I have learned is by discussions, not by books or of course, you look up from a book if you want to refer to something, but then most of it is from discussions, thinking, probing. Sometimes if someone's asking you a question, then you get to know the answer for it, which you had not realized before, right? So there has to be an element of discussions in your life. Otherwise, sitting alone in a cubicle and working like whatever, if you're inspired by some of the movies where you put a table lamp and then work for 8 hours a day and all that, I mean, gone are the days. I mean, those days will never be back. And I'm not so sure whether it is true unless it is board exams, unless you're competing with your friends. So collaborative mode really helps to improve many, many skills, including problem solving skills.
Sir, sorry for the disconnection. Actually, the light in my area went down.
That's okay, no problem. So anyone else with a question?
Yes, sir. So apparently data science is not about only predicting future things. Means, can you, sir, tell us that what are the cool things can be done using data science?
Cool things that can be done in data science. Okay. Okay, so an inspirational example would be, can I look at your face and predict what you're going to buy in a TV store? Can I look at your shopping behavior and then say what product you will buy? It's a fantastic data science application, which is being left, right, center used to manipulate you and then make you behave the way I want you to behave. Right. So what I do is I will look at your shopping patterns on Amazon, day-wise, week-wise, kind of product that you're using. And then I'll recommend that product which is highly priced than the product that is low priced. If it's very highly priced, you will not buy. If it's very low priced, why should I sell a low price product for you? My margin is bigger. If I sell bigger, if I sell a 1,000 rupee product, I'll get 100 rupees. If I sell a 100 rupee product, I'll get 10 rupees. Right? So me as Amazon can think of a nice algorithm where I will see behavior patterns and then sell the right product. I make more money. You feel manipulated, right? You feel used. But that's what data science does. But that is where there's another application of data science. Soon to come magic wand is when you can actually detect that someone is using data sciences to manipulate you. So I show you a recommendation, and I should also explain why I'm showing this recommendation. I am showing this recommendation because you are rich and you can afford a 1 lakh TV, and hence I'm showing you this 1 lakh TV. Not right. You must show me the TV that I want, not the TV that I can afford. Okay. So this is where you talk about the algorithm being fair, the algorithm being accountable for what it's saying. If it's erring, if it's trying to manipulate me, I need to know. And me knowing whether the algorithm is manipulating me or not is another data science question. Right? It's a very beautiful twist that someone is trying to fool you by looking at your data. You look at that person's data and know that he fools people, and then you get to know that he's fooling you. Right? Now, this is the direction where data sciences is today going. And very soon you will have magic wand. I'll give you a very beautiful example, close to my heart example. You all know chess, right? In chess, if someone is using a chess engine, it's not very difficult to figure out. Me and you are playing online chess. What if you are using a state-of-the-art supercomputer to make the best possible next move? I can use my mobile phone to detect that. In 3 or 4 moves, computer detects that you're using a computer. See, it's like you're using God to fight. I will use my God to fight back. So this God called data science is available for everyone. But then if one country has, other country doesn't have, then they lose out. That's where the fight is on for us to sort of flex muscles enough that this is called gain of function research. If someone is doing GPT 5 or 6, we should also do it. Is it dangerous? So be it, no problem. If some country comes out with a better GPT, I will be in trouble because they will have precedence over me. We all will go nuclear, will not use it, but we should understand what is a nuclear weapon. Right? Okay, I hope I answered the question. Next question. Hemant, yes?
Sir, I have a doubt. Like when you say that the world is moving to a new region, your focus is shifting. So as a student, then how do you rebrand yourself? Like, how do you change, show yourself that you are also uh,
Okay, so I
you're
have a
part of
very,
it?
very stereotypical answer for this. Sorry if my answer does not serve any good for this question, but I think we are in a world where we should think less about me. Okay, how do I benefit? Thoda jana hai. How do we benefit? Ana hai. That's for my benefit. The most selfish way in which I can behave in the world today is to collaborate. If you don't collaborate, you will not get much. So what can I do? Wala stuff should always be, how can I be a good member in a team and how I can make the team do well. Right? That's very important. It's very subtle. It'll take some time for you all to understand. Try to develop a good team spirit from now itself. That's one of the most important skills ever. I don't remember the exact study, but then there's a study that says, I think Stanford study of corporate performance or something. I don't know. You can Google for it. It says 80% of your success comes from soft skills and 20% comes from technical skills. And you're asking about how to uplift your technical skills. You never talk about our soft skills. By soft skills, I don't mean talking like Shashi Tharoor. Soft skills is all about how to handle people, how to be good, how to be understanding, how to have the knack to get the pulse of what is right, what is wrong, what to do, how to time things, whom to be with, whom to be close to, whom not to be close to, so that you don't get the negativity and toxicity from your office environment and collaboration. All those things one has to understand. That is more important than what should I do right now. But if I were you, what I would do is get involved in a lot of activities, learn a lot, get together on these Zoom sessions, sit with friends, learn stuff, learn my syllabus. Such beautifully crafted program you have in the IIT MBS program. I think many top institutes around the world, I'm not comparing only IITs, around the world have not put for this much of thought into creating the curriculum. And you have such a beautiful curriculum. Just study whatever is being taught there. That's more than enough. Nothing is required beyond that, in my humble opinion. And solve problems collectively, collaboratively. Right? Okay, next question. Aniket, yes.
Sir, actually, this is more of a question from a student to a teacher. That is like, I am from to introduce a little bit of introduction about myself is that like I am a physics graduate from Banaras Hindu University. And the thing is that my sole objective of taking this program, entering into this program, is that like to not because that I will I want to make a career in data science or something like that. My sole objective was that like because we have a lot of data in physics as well. So this program will help me actually to analyze those. So is this a correct approach? Because most people actually criticize me for doing so, because they say that you are wasting your father's money behind this program and you will not take placements and all those stuff like that. It's just a
okay. Aniket, let me ask you a question. What is your aspiration? What do you want to become? What do you want to try?
I wish to pursue academia only in physics.
Why?
Because actually that has been my passion since the very beginning.
Your passion is one thing. What the world requires is another thing. What about the second one?
Yes.
No, I'm not trying to rag you or pull your leg.
No.
I'm only asking you a question which will be a thinking cap on your head, right? If everybody only wants to do what they like doing, see, it's important for us to find our forte, what we are good at, what we like doing. Thoda bahut karna hai, right? But if it's only that, the world requires a particular distribution of different types of people. If they all go by what they want to do, assume there are such awesome physics teachers, nobody will take up police service. Right? There'll be no cops. There'll be law and order problem, right? No, my inference is, my long story short, my moral is only, the take home is only this. You look at what you will do as a physicist more important than your passion being physics. You will understand the body of knowledge in physics and contribute to that body of knowledge. To contribute to that body of knowledge today, you need state-of-the-art technologies, techniques. academic arsenal,
Okay.
and that is data sciences. That is a
Mhm.
whole lot of statistics, whole lot of compute, which will do wonderful physics. There is a time when understanding something involved mathematical rigor because you didn't have a computer. Today, before getting into the mathematical rigor, you can try the computational way, the data analytic way, and then try to figure out what's happening there. For instance, gravity G equals 9.8 is such a trivial experiment using a camera and a computer. Can you beat that? Take a camera, put a ball from the top floor, record the video in slow motion. You all do this, okay? And object track the ball. All these things can be done using your GPT and simple OpenCV like modules, okay? Object track that ball and look at the acceleration of the ball and look at the change in the speed of the ball, difference in the distance covered per second and the rate of change of that, you will get 9.8 in half a day's experiment. Shame on the part of all the scientists from the 16th, 17th century whose names we talk today because they gave us 9.8 meters per second square. ऐसे आ जाएगा आधे दिन में. High schooler can sit and do it. Who is helping the high schooler? Data sciences. You're able to collect data. How much of data science is involved there? You see, object track a ball. Some 20, 30 years of image analytics is hidden there. Okay. And figure out what's the speed of the ball. Some good amount of statistics is hidden there. And then you find out 9.8 meters per second square, the same old thing that people did with the experiment of throwing a ball and hearing the sound and measuring the time taken, right? Manually. So no doubt about it, these things are important today. World has changed. 9.8 meters per second square, which took 100 years, today can be done in half a day, not by Isaac Newton, but by a 10th grader from first principles. So which means you knowing more and more subjects will help you do better. Don't worry about wasting your dad's money. Where are you wasting? You're taking law of conservation of money. It can only be transferred from one bank account to the other. Right? Yeah. Papa is investing in IITM BS program. Teachers like us benefit. Institute like IITM benefits. And tomorrow, if you do really well, you benefit. Right? You're not wasting anyone's money. Don't worry at all. First of all, IITM BS program has a very, very, very small fee structure. So negligent. It will be 2 months salary tomorrow. The entire course program will be 2 months salary for you tomorrow. If you get an ordinary job, that is. If you get a wonderful job, it will be a 1 month salary or maybe half a month salary. If going by the rate of inflation of the country, that's a different problem altogether. Anyways, you understood, right? Go with confidence. Every subject is a beautiful question, well answered. Try to understand those questions. Try to understand the techniques. You never know what will be useful where. Open up all the Nobel Prizes of this year or last 10 years especially. Everything is interdisciplinary. No prize is given for anyone who has worked solely in chemistry. It's the combination of chemistry and physics, chemistry and biology, biology and whatever, physics and medical sciences, right? Who tells whom of what is what? It's like blind leading the blind, right? Do not listen to people who will just infiltrate your mind and fill filth in it. With all due respect, I'm only saying you're an innocent student. I sort of like the way you pitched your problem. My answer is abolish all those things, have clarity, create the answers from your heart and mind both put together, alpha times the mind and beta times the heart. Sometimes it should not be completely mind, completely heart. It should be a combination of this and that. Okay? Very good question, Aniket. I think if you want to do very good physics, lot of physics is there in ML right now. Nobody understands the non-linearity of neural networks very, very well. In fact, we have been, as computer scientists, we have been talking about discrete mathematics for a long time. So long that we have only trained people to think the discrete way, not the continuous way. And all of us are perplexed right now seeing a neural network because we don't understand the non-linearity there. Forget me. I'm talking about Sanjeev Arora from Princeton University. Just go watch his videos. He says that I wish I had done some physics courses in my bachelor's. I thought physics is not important for computer science. I was right back then, but I'm wrong today. Right? I'll tell you a short, very quick story. I'm sorry, I'm giving a long answer because there are many other things that this question triggers. There's a professor who gives 5 questions in physics for his exam every year. The next year, he repeats the 5 questions. Next to next year, he repeats the 5 questions. When students ask, sir, why on earth do you keep giving the same question every year? He says, questions remain the same, answers have changed. The domain is so fast developing, the way you approach the answers have changed. I expect you people to understand the state-of-the-art approach to the same problem. Right? So go ahead with all your confidence, become the top class physicist that you want to become. If we want to become the top class physicist, you need data sciences. Okay, mark my words. And whenever you get a Nobel laureate, please quote me. I'll be an old professor back then. Okay, chalo. Next question. Tanvi. Tanvi, Manoj, Soham. Anyone can unmute and talk.
Sir, I was asking while learning machine learning.
Tanvi, go ahead. Tanvi, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was unable
One
to
at a
unmute.
time. Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. So first, I would actually want to add to what you were saying just now, and then I have a question also. So I am also a physics person. So I've done my master's in physics, and I joined this course because I was never actually into programming, like as a physics student who's into the academia. So I didn't get an opportunity to focus on programming or understand this. So I started this degree with that intention to learn. And I ended up getting a job as a BI developer. And now I'm working in data science. And I must say that once I got into this field, I understood that there is more correlation between physics and data science than what I had thought of before.
You study more, you will realize that physics is a subset of data science. The whole idea of experimental physics has been that, right? Collect data, make sense out of it with the kind of tool set that you had in 16th century, 15th century, 10th century. And today what you have is a powerful neural network. Right? You take data, you make sense out of it. What else is physics? And then understand the governing laws of nature, the math way. Right? And also the very word. So friends, I think I want you all to concentrate here. One important tip for you all is try less to see subjects as subjects. See them as questions, classified as physics, classified as chemistry, classified as mathematics. There are a lot of commonalities. Why do they classify? There's only one reason why they classify. Library mein, when a physics student comes and asks, library section kahan pe hai, physics section kahan pe, they'll say, this side. Mathematics kahan pe, this side. If you come and say, where are the books in a library? They will slap you. Why do you come to the library? Have you come to a video store? You have come to a library. Which book do you want? If you tell the title, then they'll say there's another right slap. Pat. They'll say, tell me which subject. For that subject classification, they wanted, they called it physics, chemistry, math. This is all historically. I had this question. So many ideas, such beautiful ideas in thermodynamics like entropy, which also comes in information sciences. Why do we teach that as chemistry, that side? Sometimes as physics, and so beautifully when you look at data compression, you call it data sciences. Idea is the same, right? It is alpha log alpha, summation integral alpha log alpha d alpha. But why do you call it differently? It's because university's commercial structure. Hey, you can take up physics and you will do this courses. Hey, you will take up chemistry, you'll do this courses. Hey, you economics. Hey, you. It's about, and then they'll create a market for it. If you want to become a physicist, take up physics. Who is a physicist? Then they'll define who is a physicist. See this as simply a bunch of topics. Feel free to disagree. This is how I see it. Disclaimer. I'm not saying this is right. This is my little wisdom. All right. So yes, perfect. Tanvi, go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir. So I completely agree with you as a person who has got into both of these fields. So I completely agree with you, and I really I'm grateful to have listened to this talk of yours. And also, sir, my question is, you mentioned this non-linear part of data science, like to understand neural networks and all. So my question is, like, is it the same as the non-linear dynamics which we study in physics, like to understand chaos systems and, to find that distribution to find a mathematical solution to complex systems. Is that the same thing or is it any different?
Okay, very good question. So linearity simply means, write down linear, Linear. There's a line there. Okay, call it linear. It would have been easier if we said linear. So we would have observed, अरे यार linear में line है. जैसे अल्फाबेट में अल्फा एंड बीटा है. काफी लोगों को पता नहीं है. अब देख लो, अल्फाबेट लिख के देख लो, अल्फा एंड बीटा है. Right? There is alpha and beta. Similarly, linear has line. Tanvi has asked a very good question. Right? Anything to do with a line is linear. What do I mean by that? There's a point in R2. Okay. You draw a straight line through it, and the point moves on this straight line. This little toy example is linear. If it is not a straight line, it is not linear. Not linear, you define as non-linear. This is very funny. Why? Look at this. What is a number? A number is a number, sir. क्या बोल रहे हो आप? खत्म करो, sir. Why are you bothering us on a weekend? Fine. Okay. So a number is a number. All right. What is an integer? One more question. 1, 2, 3, 4 is an integer. It's difficult to define that. We'll give an example. What is between 1 and 2? Rational numbers. What are they? P by Q. Where P is an integer, Q is an integer. Okay, fine. But sir, wait a minute. Rational has always been used for a rational person, rational thinker. Okay. And now it's used for a number. For some reason, they call it rational. Okay, fine. I'll give them a benefit of doubt. What about an irrational? I'm coming to nonlinear. I'm coming slowly. Okay. What is an irrational number? Now, comfortably, they will say something that is not of the form P by Q is irrational. I am not of the form P by Q. Am I an irrational number? You are not of the form P by Q. Are you an irrational number? Anything not of the form, it's very difficult to define irrational numbers. The entire powerhouse of the number system comes and sits there. And that's the idea of what you call real analysis in mathematics or deep dive into calculus. You will see the biggest problem there to understand the nitty-gritties of calculus is the number line. What is on a number line? It's like asking, what is life? A very difficult question, right? Easy to answer is integers. Slightly difficult is P by Q forms. But then root 2 is not of the form P by Q. And the number E, number pi is not even of the form root of, cube root of, fourth root of, 10th root of anything. Simply call that irrational. Okay. So this linear behavior is very easy to understand. Y equals mx plus c, a simple straight line. Y equals mx, let's say. You have some points, put a straight line, estimate the points as this line. That's all. That's the linear estimation. Non-linear estimation is trying to do something more than that. Getting closer to the accurate model. So the whole idea of this nonlinear dynamics or anything to do with nonlinearity is simply closer and closer to truth. Why only do the linear way? Why not the nonlinear way? The moment you ask that, a lot of unwanted complexity kicks in and we make sense out of our little knowledge of math, whatever humans of this brain size have contemplated. But looks like the math, the kind of math that we do is not the kind of math that universe reports, it seems. That's why many of the problems remain unsolved. I am not saying it, people say it. Right, I can give you some references to look up more in this direction. Look up anything to do with complexity. You'll understand how the world is so disturbed by non-linearity and we don't make sense out of it. And network is one such a place where we don't really understand what exactly happens there. Can you reduce the entire network by one neuron less and still do the computation? One layer less or add one layer more, remove some connections here and there? We do not know, right? I mean, just look up what is a neural network. The moment you look up what's neural network, you will see 100 questions there. A single neuron model, take a look at it. You will see 100 questions there, right? Okay. So yeah, next, Manoj, go ahead. I hope I answered your question, Tanvi. If you have more questions, you can also you can have a follow-up question. Yeah, Manoj. Go ahead.
Good evening. This is Manoj. Actually, I just want to know the latest in the field of latest in data science and in the field of medical sciences, be it being the detection of cancer or something like that. How that we can get because now the cancer is increasing for various reasons. how can the data science improve in the basic early diagnosis or any
See,
better things
anything to do with, okay, first of all, data science, AI, ML, whatever we call it, the modern computing, that's why I said introduction to modern computing. I didn't know what to call it, right? So in the bounds of modern computing, a question can be answered using data. Tell me a question that cannot be answered using data. It's hard to. You can always cook up one or two, right? For the sake of debating. But most of the questions are data based. I'll tell you.
Right.
Your GPA is data based, right? Let's say, your expenditure is data based. You want to save money, data based. Want to use a credit card, your CIBIL score, data based. Right? Put a matrimonial profile and then try to see the sample space of all possible partners who will be impressed with your profile, data based. Right? Tell me something that is not data based. You are short tempered. Look at the time when you go short tempered. Look at your nutrition. Look at the food you take. Look at the company you keep. Look at your blood sugar levels. Look at your blood pressure levels, etc. Data based. Everything is data based. Today, we have powerful tools to analyze this data that we collect. That's it. Simply put a simple device on your hand, some biomarker, and look at the time series that you get there. You will get to know your behavior. On days when you're calm, this data will be different. On the days when you're stressed, this data will be different. Now, look at nothing, just look at your heartbeat per second. How it varies in the mornings, how it varies when you're asleep, etc., etc. That is enough. Amount of sleep you're having every day. Just look at that over a few months. You will understand your health. Nutrition that you take. Everything is data-based. But it was data-based, we understand, but we didn't have any toolkit to analyze this data. Today you have that toolkit. And sky is the limit. And I have a feeling, I don't know, this is my estimation, I may be wrong here. Only 5% of the potential of this data is harnessed in the world. There are so many entrepreneurial opportunities. Nobody is making use of it because all you people, all you great data, whatever, BS in data science students are waiting for placements to happen. Who will create employments for you? Why not take up the route of creating the employment? Some of you should be that bold bania who will say, oh, I will see if I can manage to create job opportunities for people, have a startup, little bit of incubation. There's a lot of money that you people get for incubation. Sometimes you may not even be liable to pay it back. If you're smart, people are ready to take risk in investing in your idea. There are so many ideas out there. Go to a small scale company, look at the way the company functions. Tell them, I think you need AI-based solution here. Supermarket has AI-based solution. A small shop में CCTV लगा के बैठा है वो बंदा. 2 CCTVs he will keep. Will he check 24 hours into 2 CCTVs? इतना देखने के लिए time कहाँ पे है? He has 24 hours, let's say 8 hours of feed, 4 cameras, 8 for 32 hours. He should close down the shop for the next 2 days and only watch CCTV camera of what has happened. No, you need an AI solution there in terms of anomaly detection. If something fishy happens in his store, he must get an alert. What is fishy? What is fishy in a textile store is different from what is fishy in a general store, is different from what is fishy in an electronic store. What is fishy in a child care home, right? In a hospital, in a medical store. So we need an AI solution here. There are so many cameras out there in India. Nobody has done this problem, solved this problem. Of course, there are a couple of startups I know of. They are tried, but they are unable to give a low-cost solution to this. Someone who does this can go and rob a few thousand every shop in the country. How many shops are there in the country? एक गली में 2 shops है इंडिया में, है ना? At least 1 in 4 of those shops have CCTV these days. A small telephone kiosk shop in Punjab will have 4 CCTVs kept there on the top. Right? So here are opportunities. We should also try to see if you can be entrepreneurial. Of course, it's difficult to take that risk with a middle class mindset. I belong to that mindset too. Although I may talk so much, if it's my son, daughter, my niece, nephew, I will say, don't take the risk. Take up an employment first. Understand the nuances of a job and then think of the entrepreneurial level role. Right? So India is bubbling with opportunities. I think we should take up that route too. That said, answering Manoj's question, AI is everywhere. Everything is data-based. Your mobile phone usage, every single app that you use, every single click that you make, they get the data of how you use what you use, and remove some features, add on some new features, and so on and so forth. Right? Okay, Harinarayana.
Sir,
Tanvi, please go ahead.
yes, sir. So actually, what I had initially asked you was to know whether the nonlinear part which you mentioned is the same thing as the nonlinear dynamical models which we built.
Absolutely, it's exactly the same. That's why I explained that what is not linear in a complex system
Yeah.
is non-linear, and physicists have studied it as non-linear dynamics. Of course, it's an intersection of physics and biology and mathematics, right? If you look at Steven Strogat's non-linear dynamics book, a wonderfully written book, he just simply takes questions and then answers them. Takes a bunch of birds and sees how they fly together, and he discusses the non-linear dynamics of that. Right? It's exactly the same,
Right.
told differently, probably. That's all.
Right, sir. I just wanted to explore this like as a research interest of mine.
And absolutely, I strongly recommend Steven Strogat's Nonlinear Dynamics book, a wonderful book. If it's difficult to go through that, he also has a popular science equivalent. You see, you're a physics student, you should be able to go through Steven
Yes, sir.
Strogat's
Yes, sir.
Nonlinear.
Actually, what I had recently read in Nature in 2023, it had come up. So they were using this wave functions, like the quantization of states they had used for this neural networks. So there is active research going on. So I just wanted to talk
See,
about
no
it.
doubt
So,
how to tune a neural network, how to use a neural network, how to train a neural network, how to optimize a neural network. All these questions, answer is not there in computer science, at least as much as I know, as far as I think. It has to come
yes,
from
sir.
other domains. Whether the
Yes,
answer
sir.
is there in other domains or not is also a question, but then more clearly rather than what is obvious, I think it comes, how do I put it? Computer science will answer these questions less than other subjects. Other subjects have an upper hand over computer science, for sure. Because the development in computer science is now stalled, and it will go ahead, pick pace, if other subjects can come and give the push, required push. Like how computers, let's say, electronics was stalled until physics-like aspects of electronics was understood, right? Something as simple as Ohm's law requires some amount of physics-like thinking, right? Ohm's law is sort of modern physics. There was no anything to do with circuit did not exist in physics, right? They're all modern. It required physics to come and give the push for electronics. So computer science requires the push from other subjects. And especially at the neural networks level, we have no clue what is happening there at beyond what is already known. So you do it, plug it in. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. ChatGPT jo ho raha hai, it's a very huge device kept, maybe even several acres of computation is what they're doing with so much of heat dissipated. That is how we were doing with vacuum tubes too, long back. For a simple computer, we used a big room of valve electronics. Vacuum tubes. But then that became smaller because of the large scale integration plus algorithms. Now the big question is, can we think of an algorithmic solution and make this big device a smaller device? Whatever you're computing using so many GPUs in this kind of an architecture, can it be done in a slightly different kind of an architecture? I think, I don't know what subject has an answer for it. We must dig into the dungeons of scientific literature, and someone who knows a lot of computer science may not know physics. Someone who knows physics may not understand the nuances of neural networks today, right? So that is why we should talk a lot. That's why when our friend, I forget our friend's name, asked, I want to be a physicist, someone's discouraging me and saying that you're wasting your dad's money. Not at all. Your dad's best possible investment in restoring the faith in humanity is investing on a aspiring physicist like you and giving you data science knowledge. Right? An aspiring physicist like you and giving you data science knowledge. Tanvi, you too included. Right? Yeah. Harinarayan. Sanskriti Manohar. Anyone of you?
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram.
Actually, it's actually a part of this subject saga. I'm a mathematics graduate student, and I actually took this course because quite a lot of my friends who are working in data science and others have told that there are not many people working in data science who actually have a background in mathematics, and they themselves don't really know what they are doing, is what they said. And they said, yeah, if you can also learn it, then at least it will be helpful for us. So it's like for discussion and all those things. So I took up that course. I mean, I being a graduate student have more time than bachelor's or master's student. So I was able to take it. But a couple of weeks ago, someone else actually told me that it's not a good idea to take it as a part time. As in, you do something and with that you do data science. It's not a good idea to do that. Either you do that, you fully put your time on data science, or you work on your PhD or postdoc, whatever you're doing. So, is this approach making sense, or am I actually wasting my time?
Yeah, no, firstly, it's a good question. It's a very templated question. Many people ask me similar question. The question is basically, I have taken this up, but my friend said this. Okay, just like our own physics friend who posed this dilemma. See, when someone says something, we have to be very careful what this someone knows about what I am doing. Right, but unfortunately, this someone will be a neighbor, will be an uncle, will be a distant relative, will be a senior, will be a relative, etc., etc. Right, they will definitely not know what is what. Okay, that being on one side, nobody knows what's in store for the future. The fact that this person is less learned, whoever has given this advice, doesn't make the person foolish, for a simple reason that nobody else is smarter. I do not know what to suggest, right? What is good for a person? It's very difficult for me to say. What is scope? Scope is, let's say, job-based whatever salary. That scope is there today. How do I know that when you people are graduating, that scope will go away or will stay there, etc., etc.? The fact that the building is standing tall from the past 50 years doesn't mean that it will stand tall for the next 50 years. That's not the proof, right? So what we should basically do is know one basic rule of life. Any Let me just mute everyone. Okay. Any subject sufficiently well studied, if you gain the required expertise, okay, and there will be demand for a subject, and there's a sample space of people who will provide solution for this demand. Ensure that you belong to that sample space and the demand is decent. That's all. It's very simple idea. For instance, there's a demand for artists. There is demand for dancers. If everybody in the world becomes dancers and artists and people who can sketch, इतना demand नहीं है कि सब लोग artist बन जाएं. But there is some demand. If there's no artist at all, one artist will be a billionaire, right? So in data science, basically, there is so much of job opportunities, very less people who understand the subject. That is why we envision that there will be super duper demand for data scientists. But at the end of the day, what you want to do with your life depends on you and your intellect, right? So it's very hard for a third party to give this tip. You see what interests you, but know something. Interest is not, passion is overrated to a good extent. Of course, you should be passionate about doing something is one important primary parameter, but that is not enough. That is not be of all end of all. It requires a lot of sincere effort. Whatever, I am very passionate about music, but I cannot sit beyond 1 hour practicing music. Right? So passion is different from ability to work in that direction for a long time. I hope I answered your question. Sanskriti.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all, I am a great fan of yours, sir. Sir, nowadays there is a great hype of data science domain, but I want to ask you that, as you said, jobs will only transform, never destroy. But what to pursue in technology, like whatever is required or whatever your intuition is inclining.
Okay,
like there
so
is
yeah, I think most of you have this concern and question. I will tell you something. If you have the ability to sit for 8 hours at a stretch, doing something which is not watching movies or deriving pleasure out of a particular activity like watching Netflix series, etc. If you can sit and read a book, sit and program, sit and work for 8 hours in a day, you are phenomenally successful. No matter what you will do in your life, the ability to sit for 8 hours, your boss will like you, will pay you decent, you will get promoted, you will make money. This is like the primary premise to do well in life. I'm not saying every day 8 hours you should sit. The ability, the appetite, I'm not saying all of you should lift 50 kgs. If you can lift 50 kgs, you are healthy. When need be, you lift 50 kgs. So 8 hours, if you sit and work on a problem, then you have a muscle for sincere, prolonged, flow-based effort. Now, given that you have 8 hours of time every day to work on something in full concentration, you see what you want to fill there. For instance, for me, it is 8 hours of training, teaching, and research, interaction with people, reading books, understanding the forefront of what is a subject and how to teach people. I can do 8 hours of this talking, reading, thinking. That is my strength. Pele has practiced football for 8 hours. Federer has practiced tennis for 8 hours, right? So let's say Terence Tao has practiced mathematics for 8 hours, right? Feynman practiced physics for 8 hours. Feynman says, no, I'm not very smart, but I am extremely sincere to my work. I'm hardworking and I'm extremely curious. I can spend 8 hours driving my curiosity to arrive at a solution. So these are the important parameters. How you fill in, what you fill in these 8 hours depends on what you want to be. Right? A.R. Rahman also sits for, I'm sure, dozens of hours continuously to compose his best piece. Right? If he were to be getting tired in half an hour, I don't think he would have done all the landmark music numbers. Right? Develop that ability. There's a hack for it. Pick up something that drives you crazily curious to get an answer in that subject. Start from there. Try to look at the neighborhood. Don't do linearly from textbook from one page to the last page. Notes from first page to the last page. Pick up something in that topic that has interested you from your teacher. And then think deeply into it. And look at its neighborhood. And then spirally cover the subject. Right? Yeah. Sanskriti, I hope I answered your question. Manohar.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Yes, sir. I'm 18 years old, sir. I'm Manohar Sripati. I'm from Visakhapatnam, sir. I'm currently in diploma level of this course. And sir, I'm really like inspired by today's session, sir. I'm like became a great fan of yours. Sir, as you have discussed today, I'm also some sort of physics guy, I would say. And sir, by the age of 6, I was interested in physics, sir. So, sir, I don't consider myself as a professional in this course, in physics and all. But, sir, I am like really interested in physics, and my goal is to connect like real life random events, and I believe that no random event is all random events are simulative, somewhat simulative, and we can explain this using computer science. Like we have P and NP problems in which we don't know a complexity of NP problems. But I think in future maybe I could do it. I could maybe prove the complexities or find the complexities of NP problem. So, sir, I have three questions now, sir. Like now, as a computer science guy, if I want to have a PhD in computer science or computational thinking or some sort of physics related stuff, I would just like to, as you are in inside the IIT, you will know the system of IITs and all. Does the organizations like IIT support people like me, like who are really interested in this stuff and not perfect in that field, but are really aspiring to learn and like do research in some 10 to 15 years on it and find a breakthrough. So I consider myself really stubborn, sir. I can do
Okay.
in
So,
yes,
is it
sir.
okay if I am very candid with my answer?
Yes, sir.
In the interest of helping you improve. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, see, it is definitely important to see what you want from life. It is also important to see what life wants from you. All of us are very obsessed with, no, you're not obsessed. I'm not talking about you. In general, you have a very mild version of a bigger problem, right? which is you're only talking about yourself, not what physics wants, not what data science wants. We use the technology around us. I'm using this mic, I'm using a spectacle, I'm using a light in the background, etc., etc., the wooden piece of table that I'm using. All of them are being contributed by science and technology to me, right? What do I give in return? I fill in a brick in this big mansion of life, right? I have a favorite brick, I will only do that. But then, imagine if you didn't have the carpenters and electricians around you, you will not be doing as good as you're doing right now. So we should also look at that element of what is our returns to the society. And we all are here to serve. I want all you youngsters to get this straight. We are here to serve. We get bucks in return. If you're indispensable, you get more bucks because they don't want you to struggle because you come in limited edition. If you're an Iron Man, there's only one Iron Man. If you're a Spider-Man, there's only one Spider-Man. Right? So you're a limited edition person. We want to keep you happy. So we will give you national fellowship of $1 million per year. Be very happy, but keep being the vigilante that you are. Keep climbing the buildings and then save people from all the terror that they undergo because of crime. Because you're unique, you will get some premium. Otherwise, everybody serves. Right? थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर हॉबी कर लेते हैं, बट हॉबी को सर्विस में लेके आना दिक्कत की बात है. क्योंकि इमेजिन आई हायर अ फिजिसिस्ट टू सॉल्व माय प्रॉब्लम, द फिजिसिस्ट विल कम एंड से दिस इज नॉट माय काइंड ऑफ फिजिक्स, आई विल डू माय काइंड ऑफ फिजिक्स. So I am giving you salary to do my kind of physics. You're saying you will do your kind of physics. I will do my kind of data science. I don't find neural networks very exciting. I will work on support vector machines only on my CPU. Bye-bye. But you pay me 4 lakhs per month that you promised. Okay, bye-bye. It's life is all about give and take, right? Look at where physics is going, what physics wants to know from you. Contribute to that. That's an easy way out than looking at what you want to contribute and push that into physics where nobody is there to take. I am here today, tomorrow I'm going to die. What about doing physics that nobody wants to look at or is interested? And I simply write and then give because I want to do this kind of physics. So I want you people to understand how you will align yourself with the society and try to see what you can contribute. But trust me, contributing selflessly, sincerely gives you a lot of returns. Nobody will die out of starvation if a person is hardworking. Garibi, varibi, poverty and all is for people who have there are downtrodden people, country, economy, all those things play a role. But then today, let me say India. In India, Garibi means laziness, according to me. There are ways in which you can, India is a land of opportunities today. There are ways in which you will at least get your square meal. You roti kapda makan chodo, you can have a wonderful roti, sabzi, pastry, a villa for makan, and if not Mercedes Benz, at least a decent EV, upcoming EV. You can have a Tesla for sure. Right? India is definitely becoming better and better with time. Swapnil.
Hello, sir. I'm audible?
Yeah. Swapnil, audible. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask, like, government launches many policies and projects. So how we can use data science there, like some tools or methods, something like that?
Data science is everywhere. As I said, India should take a look at, for example, we have the reservation as a policy. We have the new articles that is coming up, modified, etc. as a policy. One can do a data scientific study of these things. What is its impact? IITM BS degree, what is its impact in the nation? JEE exam, what is its impact in the nation? JEE has a huge impact in India. It creates a portal to do Olympics for people, to flex their muscles, to go to the pinnacle of performance, which in no other place people have mastered the way we have mastered the JEE exams. Not only JEE, even our GATE is very popular. Nobody does it at that scale in the whole world. We simply keep aping the West and we have high regards for them. Of course, they do a few things well, but many things that we have done is like masterpiece work in the history of mankind when it comes to experimenting with humans. Right? So all these things come under the scrutiny of data sciences. And yeah, the world is big. The question space is very big. You can take up and then do some analytics on it. It's so much fun. There are so many problems. I disagree when a typical BTech, MTech, PhD student comes and says, I don't have problems to work on. Life is full of problems. Take up any problem around you and then work on it. You must look at this. Sanjay Mittal is a professor from IIT Kanpur. Google for his name. He has done wonderful work on how a ball swings. He's a cricket fan. He's a professor at IIT Kanpur in the aerodynamics department, aerospace engineering department. He has looked at how a ball swings, as simple as that. Published 2-3 papers that has become a cover page work in some of the top journals of the world. Right? There are so many, from a cricket ball to a bat to a whatever your corner of the road dustbin modeling. There are so many problems. Look at what people know already and try to see, give your share of plus to it, knowledge plus to it. You guys know Python, right? You don't know what is plus. That's how you increment a variable if you didn't know. Let's also talk some technicality today. बहुत ज़्यादा non-technicality हो गया. Venkat Subhash, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. First of all, I am not student of data sciences. I am from electronic systems.
Oh, good. So there are all people
yeah.
from across streams, is it? Okay, very
Yes,
good.
sir. Actually, I am very eager to listen something from you because I've heard from many data science friends of me, like you are the best person to give the intuition for the Python. I have heard that from them.
Yeah, what you have heard is incorrect, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Basically, sir, first of all, my intention in order to speak was not to ask a question, but to express some gratitude for you. The thing is, whatever you said was absolutely correct, sir. Previously, I used to be like some passion. I used to fix some passion, and I thought to do for that. But later on, when I joined this degree, I came across to know that okay, it's like there are many ways to explore, many things to explore. Once let's explore everything and see where where the world needs us, and let's do that. Yeah, that's what I liked. And one more thing I liked from your explanation was sitting out for 8 hours. It's something where most of the students lack, I guess, sir. This thing.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. No, that's all you need. That's all you need to do well in life.
Yes, sir.
8 is too much. Okay, maybe it's a hyperbole. Couple of hours to begin with, let's say. आप लोग तो 10 मिनट नहीं बैठते हो क्लास में विदाउट यॉर्निंग. 10 मिनट से शुरू करो, 15 मिनट जाओ, उसके बाद 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then reach 8 hours is like a finance. If you can do something for 8 hours continuously, of course, with rest and body movement and all that, you should not spoil your health by sitting for a long time. Right, but then being focused on one thing for a long time is all I meant, without quantifying. Good, you got the message right, Venkat Subhash.
Yeah.
If you can do that, you can do wonderfully well in anything you want. What do you want to learn? You're bad at drawing. Try doing it 8 hours at a stretch. You will master it in no time.
That's what I came across, sir. Actually, during my JEE, I just passed out my 12th grade right now. During my during my JEE times, I was the brightest student in my class. I used to think like, okay, intelligence was my gift boon. I got as a boon. But when I joined this degree, I came across the intuition that no one is intelligent, no one is duller. But the thing is, whoever spends the time on specific thing, they become proficient in that.
That's true. See, there is some innate talent in people. But trust me, I have 2 wonderful students. I will not name them. One fellow is too good at programming. So good that he will give complex to anyone around him. And the other fellow is so good at management in general and making people laugh and talk. And he's reasonably intelligent, quite intelligent, in fact. But then he has more of a managerial brain than the brain to solve competitive programming. And I love the company of both the students. And the sorry part of this A and B student is A keeps sulking that he is not B, saying that मुझे वो managerial skills नहीं है, अरे यार बस मैं programming करता हूँ. B से तो ये कितना दिमाग वाला बंदा है यार, programming इतना बढ़िया करता है, he does programming so well, why am I not like that? I am saying that why should A be B, why should B be A? Right? A bowler keeps thinking, हाँ कितना अच्छे से बैट करता है, काश मैं भी ऐसा बैट करता. And the batsman says, what an amazing bowler he is. Wish I could bowl like him. We want batsmen to bat, bowler to bowl. Right? There's nothing called intelligence. There is nothing called... of course, there are some people who are naturally good at something, but it is a combination of different eclectic bunch of people that makes a brilliant collaborative team. Right? You need all types of people.
Yes, sir,
and now we have come to a world where the world is extremely collaborative. We need all types of people not wanting to become each other. Right?
Yes, sir. One more thing I learned was the best things comes when we brainstorm together instead of brainstorming alone. Brainstorming together gets the best things. And one more thing,
there's an element of both. There are times when you should get locked yourself to contemplate. There are times when you should brainstorm. I think it should be a good combination of both.
Yes, sir. In order to get the feel of the concept, we have to be alone, and once we get it, to understand it deeper, we need to collaborate.
Correct. Correct. That's right.
And the last thing what I liked in your lecture was you said every subject in this engineering was just a problem. That's absolutely true, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a bunch of problems modified by the librarian as subjects, and university to commercialize and take money to say one branch is better than the other. They created this is this, this is that, this is that, right? So I think you guys should not see it like that. Of course, take up your subject. You should know
Yeah.
what is what in your subject, but
Yeah.
to study. But over and beyond that, see it as a question and an answer.
That particular field we usually get in this electronics, sir. I'm student of electronics.
Very
Basically, every subject was, for all these 4 years was in order to get one particular subset, I mean, set of problems to get solved, and everything was part of everything in order to solve that.
So I somehow feel devices in general, whatever comes under devices, will be popular tomorrow, because the whole idea of AI, you cannot run AI in a blue sky. You need devices for it, specialized devices for it. There will be huge demand for electrical and electronics engineers. Somehow we all go and narrow down onto only one field where output is great. When horizons shift, when paradigms shift, our intelligence is not enough to understand what will be in demand. My little intelligence says devices will be in high demand. So all you data science people should do a little bit of electrical and electronics too. So be in touch with Venkata Subhash and try to learn some electronics from him. Venkata Subhash should be in touch with others and then learn some data science from him.
Yes, sir. Actually, this programming things really matters for us, sir. Right now, we are learning Linux. What we learned was how to manage the data.
That said, programming is at a different level today. You don't code with zeros and ones. You code with plain English statements.
Yes.
Thanks to Copilot like toolkits. Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you, sir.
on to you. Thank you, Venkata Subhash. Yeah.
Sir, my bad luck. While you're teaching Teachers' Day session, the net, I was traveling and today the lights
Don't
are going
worry.
and
Go with
coming.
the question. Go, no problem. No, go with the question. Yeah.
Sir, I had a doubt while learning machine learning. Actually, what happens is when we start machine learning, we have to go through some calculus, that is vector calculus. So while I was learning ML, I got to the point that I have to somewhat upskill myself at calculus. And while going through calculus, then I again thought that I should do linear algebra. So this is all circular, going deep and deep.
I
So what
understand
are
your
your
problem.
thoughts on
Yeah,
this?
understand your problem. What I'm going to say will be a very controversial statement. All of you take this with a pinch of salt. I'm talking about teachers, including me. I will talk more so about me than not anyone else. I'm not targeting this at any other teacher. We teachers make a huge mistake of overdoing the math in machine learning. Okay. I don't think it is required to the extent that it is appearingly required because we teach only that. A lot of very good ML can be taught without math to begin with. जिसको और ज़्यादा चाहिए, he can dig deeper into the mathematical aspects of it. I would even say, take data sets, apply ML algorithms. You have beautiful toolkits. Apply them. Something as simple as scikit-learn, PyTorch. Just apply NumPy, if nothing, right? At the linear algebra level, try to apply and then see what happens there. A simple linear algebra, numerical linear algebra algorithm, and see what happens there and get answers to your questions. And then dig deeply into the math of it. Somehow we have made the curriculum in such a way that we only talk. A lot of math confuse you and the big picture is lost. Right? That is what has bothered you. You don't know what to say. There's a question in which there will be some probability theory, some optimization, some linear algebra, some vector calculus, some convergence, divergence, etc. And then you're confused where to start from. You'll open a book and then go ahead and then you will not see the big picture and you will leave it. What we need right now is a radical change of viewpoint when it comes to teaching and learning machine learning. I've been trying my level best to do that from the past few years, but it's not easy. It requires a bunch of teachers to do it. This was the case with physics. Physics was taught with a lot of math before, but now people have understood how to use experiments to teach, make it so much fun. People used to teach economics with a lot of abstraction. Now they have realized why not to do that, how not to do that, right? So your confusions are very understandable. There are many, not so many, but then still sizable number of videos out there on YouTube where they teach you ML without tears to a good extent. The idea is they'll make you learn ML without making you cry with a lot of math. Right. So be in touch with Chetan Singh. Chetan, maybe you can raise your hand. He's in the video right now. So he's teaming up with me to come out with a good amount of material related to data sciences, which is easy to understand, intuition based, a first quote. Anyways, I'm in no way saying math is not important. I'm only saying in the first quote, math is not important. When you start off, make it inspirational. Once you're inspired, bring in the math optionally or need-based. Or even the math can be done in a very intuitive way, the physics way. In physics, we don't prove theorems and proofs, right? In math, we overdo the theorem and proof, right? We can even take a physics approach and then do some semi-hand-waving, semi-rigor like approach. So Soham, your problem is understandable. The only way out is to sort of get to the right material and then see what is what. Maybe a good guru will also help. Yeah.
Sir, actually, 1 second, please. Sir, actually, our Professor Arun Rajkumar, who teaches MLT, is actually very good at intuition. He uses minimal maths. But this is my inner which tells me to do maths. So that's what.
See, again, what is maths? Math is a language through which you deep dive into the details of what is what, right? So yeah, Arun happens to be a good friend. Arun has done a wonderful job in creating intuition-based ML teaching, right? But even over and beyond that, I'm not talking about me or Arun or anyone else. None of us have understood how to sort of teach ML at a level that is fun. Physicists have, because they've spent a lot of time on it. Math, for some reason, has not been fun, but there are some books which makes it fun. Right? An Imaginary Tale talks about complex numbers so beautifully. A book like Joy of X talks about math so beautifully. Right? Very, very beautiful bunch of well curated ideas narrated through stories. Right? For some reason, ML has not been in the reach of teachers to sort of demystify the gory math. I think we will soon be there, but you should not wait for it. It'll take a decade or two. We're trying a level best to do it. Stay in touch with us. Stay in touch with Chetan. Maybe I'm trying to see if I can get resources all over to make this happen. So maybe all our teachers should come forward, including students, who will tell us how to teach, who will tell us what they are not understanding. We need continuous feedback on what is what, right? Yeah, go on. Next.
Good evening, sir. Sir, you emphasized a lot on collaborating with people, but as we are doing this degree remotely, and a lot of us are just fresh out of our school, and this world is like completely new to us. So if you could share few insights on how we can find those people, that group, those peers.
You have to be selective in life. Getting the right people is to stay away from the wrong people. Second one is more important. Second one will get to the first one, but we are all surrounded by so many people continuously, bombarding our heads with unwanted theories and principles and hypotheses and do's and don'ts that we don't have the keen eye to get to the right person. Right person is generally silent. He will not come to you. You will go to the person by not being with the wrong people. Anyway, I'm making it cryptic, but the point is that you must have a keen eye for it. There are very, very good people. In fact, most of what I've learned is from good people, period. Nothing else. Nothing else has taught me more than amazing people, right? You have to be in the lookout. You should have a keen eye for good people. Yeah, Deepanshu.
Yes, sir, that was only my question.
Yeah, Zainab.
Thank you, sir.
Firstly, I'm a very big fan of you, sir. So I have a small question. I come from a business background and my bachelor's in business administration. This degree, along with MBA, is it beneficial?
See, any degree along with this degree is definitely beneficial today because, as I said, everything is data based. It was data based, everything was data based all this while, but it is becoming increasingly understandable. We know how to crunch the data of the world, where world was indeed data based. We did not have that wizard in our hands. Now we have that magic wand. So definitely using this magic wand, learning how to use this magic wand anywhere else is important. But at the end of the day, it's all about the story of Alice in Wonderland, where Alice goes and the rabbit asks, "Where are you going?" Alice says, "Where does this road lead to?" And the rabbit says, "It depends on where you want to go. Where do you want to go?" Alice says, "I don't know where I want to go." Then the rabbit says, "It doesn't matter. You can take a left turn or right turn because you don't know where you want to go." Similarly, if you can tell me where you want to go, then maybe we can find an answer for whether this is helpful or that is helpful. If the ultimate aim of life is to settle down in life or make money or have a safety net, I don't think anything else will help apart from what Venkata Subhash and me were discussing about the 8-hour rule. The muzzle for 8 hour sitting is what will lead us to a good destination. If you are talking about safety net and life and earning and all that, it is not combination of degrees. I know a person who's a PhD from Carnegie Mellon and a PhD from MIT, two PhDs. Okay, he's unemployed because he doesn't have that ability to sit for a long time and then crack something. He has lost that ability for some reason. People get excited by looking at his CV, call him for a job, and after a month's time, we realize that he is not good enough, and we'll say, "Of what use are you?" Right? You cannot be a scientist. You don't want to teach. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do this. What do we do with your degrees? Right? So I'm just reminded of Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's beautiful statement. I think it's Abdul Kalam's restatement as well, who says, whatever is your job, if it is to clean the verandas of your office neatly, do it diligently, do it sincerely, you will climb up the ladder, no matter what the profession is. The 8-hour rule holds good everywhere. I think you people should be able to study your subjects for 8 hours. The combination question will come later. Maybe it's important, maybe you know how to do A and B. Because you're in A and B, you should not feel that pseudo confidence by forcing me to say that A and B is a great combination. Any A and B is a good combination. A alone is a good combination. That's an oxymoron. I'm saying A alone and I'm saying combination. B alone is a good combination. A alone is a good combination. Doing nothing is a good combination if you're entrepreneurial. You can get a job. Someone who cannot sit idle. You know, people have gone to a prison and then reformed prison. I'm talking about being in a prison is like handcuffed. You are not allowed to do anything. People have gone to a prison and reformed the prison. Anyone who can think for 8 hours, do work for 8 hours, can do magic. I think that is what we should teach you people. Don't take these degrees very seriously that you are paid so much, you'll get some job. No, in between is understanding the subject, getting that muscle for 8 hours sitting and thinking, collaboration, open-mindedness, sense of service. You're here to give, right? Sincerity to humanity in general. All these things are very important. Ethics and morals are extremely important. They come first. Later comes what subject is good, etc., etc. I've seen many people take up the best possible subjects and failing miserably. And even pass, get a distinction, be a rank holder, and fail miserably in life. Right? Okay, so no hands up, which means all questions are done. Or no? Okay, someone asked me a very, very outrageously irritating question. You must irritate me the most with the question. Ask me. Not about me, but about. If you ask me something about me, I'll not answer. I'll not get irritated. I'll not answer. So ask me something about you, your course, your career, but make it outrageous and it should. Like, why is he asking this question? Well, I question. Chalo, Venkata Subhash wants to make a try.
Sir, like, can you tell like how is Python useful in our electronics career?
Very good. It's a semi-irritating question, not fully irritating question.
Because I don't have a perfect idea to ask, why to ask the question, so that I'm asking to irritate.
So let me put that to your code. You try answering.
Sir, basically I don't know what is Python. Till now we learned only C, and right now we are learning bash scripting. I don't know
This
what
is
is
like,
Python.
so then if you don't know what is Python, it's like asking, sir, if Ravi marries Soumya, will they be happy? I'll ask you, who is Ravi, who is Soumya? And he will say, sir, I don't know who is Ravi, who is Soumya, but I'm just asking you a question. Will Ravi and Soumya? No, anyway, I'm just using Venkata, Subhash, we both are being stand-up comedians to have some fun with everyone else. So yeah, so answering that question, actually, Python is basically a facility given to you to get something done. And Python is a very powerful data analytics
You have
calculator.
installed Flask. Next, create.
So Python is basically a wonderful calculator. So with a calculator, what all you can do is left to you. Accountant uses it. A pandit uses it to calculate what is what. Dad uses it to do his taxation every year. Right. So it's a very, very powerful calculator. Yeah. So your next most irritating question. Anyone? अच्छे बच्चे हो आप लोग. You're asking me nice questions. Ask me some questions where I'm.
Yeah, so one, I don't know about whether it is irritating, how to destroy AI.
Destroy AI.
Yeah.
It is not irritating. It is.
Like, how can we just
Okay,
shut
so
this
when we
AI
go-
hype or something like that? Like,
destroy the AI hype. Okay, Ashish, let's get into a nice conversation then. You're asking a nice question, actually. I mean, something which requires more explanation.
yeah.
What do you mean by destroying? You mean you want the hype to go down?
Yeah, maybe make it more comfortable, or even like say challenge AI or something, another technology which could potentially challenge AI or something like that. Will it happen, or like, I think so it will happen for sure, but no. But
Google for AI winters.
yeah, I know. Yeah, the deep learning winters. Yeah, still, but now it's been
The whole idea of AI winter has been showing off more, doing less.
Okay.
Forget about the Wikipedia entry of AI winter. That's just some statistics and some details. As a student, you should know that value equals worth. There's a popular quote by Buddha. He says, sun, moon, and truth cannot be hidden for a long time.
Nice.
Sun, moon, and truth will come out. Whether you like it or not, they will come out. It's a solar eclipse, but then sun will come out. It's a night. You cannot say that, oh, sun is gone now, but the next day morning sun will come. If you're in Norway, sun is there for 24/7.
Exactly.
Sun never sets, right? So whatever hype we do, it will come out. Jisko फायदा उठाना है, he will just benefit from it by making some bucks out of it. But then truth will definitely prevail. But then we become overly positive with AI, which we are right now. But then many aspects of our life is being eased by AI. There's a promise that students do not struggle with their assignments, if not anything.
That even me, I do. Yes, exactly. So now I can't even imagine, like, say, like, coding without even GPT or like, say, something like that.
AI is here to stay. AI, what you call as AGI is a little hyped stuff.
Yeah, it's again
until
coming up. So how actually can you just motivate stuff, like, how AGI is, I mean, what kind of things are working? It's like, it looks like it's very far from now, but I mean, people are saying it's almost done or something like that.
Yeah.
AGI.
See, what is AGI? There is no consensus on what is AGI. This is dumb definition that human intelligence is the AGI that we are aiming at, right?
Yeah.
So, but in general, there is something called the scaling loss in neural networks. I think I'll explain this to you people. Let's talk something technical also today. The scaling loss in neural networks is, okay. So if I want to make, I see Abhilakshya here. Okay, if I want to make Abhilakshya happy, I'll give him $1 million today. Abhilakshya is very happy. See, he's already smiling. Okay, I'm happy that he is happy, so I want to make him doubly happy. We'll be giving him 2 million. Saranath has also switching on. Oh, you are Saranath, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you must be wondering, sir, why are you giving $1 million to Abhilakshya? I will have my video on too if you give me. Okay, so if I give Abhilakshya $2 million, will it make him twice as happy as what he is today?
Maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
Yeah.
2 times more giving does not lead to 2 times more happiness.
Exactly.
Right? Maybe 2 times more will lead to maybe 10% more happiness. This is called the law of diminishing returns. Giving more and more money does not give you a lot of happiness. In fact, to achieve 100% happiness, money should not be used.
Made, yeah.
people say there are better ways to become extremely happy in life.
Exactly, that's true. Even I
Some
believe
people
in
say
that.
renunciation,
Yeah.
some people say gyan, some people say charity, etc. We don't understand it, but definitely not money. Money can only take you to some extent. So similarly, in neural networks, there is something called the scaling loss, which says that if you increase the neural network size by double, I'll go to OpenAI and say, boom, dude, I will give you 2 times the network that you're using. Can you become 2 times better? No. I'll give you 2 times the data. Can you infer 2 times better? No. More data, better algorithms, better neural network. Scaling laws say that you cannot achieve 100% happiness, you cannot achieve 100% intelligence. But then what is inside this that makes us become so intelligent is not very well understood.
Maybe like I think sometimes like I don't know about this, but what if we try to go away from neural networks and give some other kind of network which could actually achieve it?
There's is there something else question people have asked from the past 100 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? How does the brain work? That's how computers were invented.
Exactly.
We wanted to do some computer. How do you do 2 plus 3 the manual way? Can we make a computer do it? Maybe there's a different way to do it. We did it the Boolean way. We did the on-off way. Now there's a quantum way of computing, right? A neural network as a inferential engine mimicking the brain, which is also a computing device, is not perfect, but we don't understand how the brain works. But there is a bad news, guys. The bad news is every species has a life. It is believed that humans will go extinct, if not soon. We are making that truth become closer and closer to reality by creating a lot of climate change related disasters and non-sustainable solutions and plastic and whatnot. It is estimated to be a few thousands of years. Looks like we'll make it happen in the few hundreds of years. So if that's the case, we will not be able to reach that level of precision and accuracy is the belief. But up to the point that we are alive, we will try to keep moving. By alive, I mean as a species.
Exactly, but what does this AGI like? Which kind of model might be? Like many people say that reinforcement learning could actually achieve it, or maybe like say some combination of it, like which could actually achieve that AGI. Maybe like in ongoing, if suppose the trend, if we see.
The industries innocently and they say no. When you in some occasions in your life you can lie, they say. Okay. Similarly, in the industry, they have some excuses where they can try to push the next level of thinking by giving extra promises. It's not their mistake, it naturally happens. So they keep AGI is a very beautiful destination that we can show as the a place that we want to reach, and let's switch on the Google Maps of infrastructure and then reach there. Right? But otherwise, we don't even understand what the word AGI means.
We don't know what even deep learning, how does deep learning work itself? So I don't know how that
itself we don't understand, right?
Exactly.
So you can look up what is universal approximation theorem. Mathematically speaking, you can compute any function.
Exactly.
But using that to do anything that the brain does. But then there is something else fascinating happening here. Our own ChatGPT does something that the brain cannot do. There is some exclusivity coming very soon. For instance, if 2 people are fighting over an argument, okay, ChatGPT does a brilliant job of a counselor beating any best counselor in the world. I don't know whether you people have tried it or not. Try it when you have any difference of opinion with someone. Type in ChatGPT. Say this fellow is doing this. I am doing this. I say this is true. He says this is true. He is blaming me. I am blaming him. Who is right here? ChatGPT actually gives a very wonderful bunch of answers. Again, it has gone through many counseling sessions, many possible cases, and it knows how to infer what.
Okay.
So my point is, this is becoming more of a Venn diagram. What humans can do, ChatGPT cannot do. What ChatGPT cannot do, humans cannot do. By ChatGPT, I mean the currently known AI. Yeah. But then a language model understanding, a machine understanding language is a big leap in mankind.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
That's
Trust in technology is a big leap. Something that can understand language so beautifully. You do typo, you make a wrong sentence, it understands what you're saying. And you can even fine tune it. You can go on conversing with a machine. What more do we need? I mean, we must be thankful that we are in this era, in that age, in that generation, enough to understand what's happening.
Right. Each and every day we are getting a new model. That's how it's been in these days. So And that again comes back to my original question. When does this hype stop? Like, how
Yeah,
long
sir,
will
we
it
have to-
take? It's been like, say, for 10 years around, I think so. This hype has been so
you
much.
cannot fool. You can fool a few people all the time, or all the people few times. You cannot fool everyone all the time.
Exactly.
Right? So the truth will prevail. As I said, sun, moon, and truth cannot be hidden. It will come out. Until it comes out, we don't understand. So today, if I say electrical engineering is wonderful, you all should take up electrical engineering. After 4 years, if I'm visible, you will pelt stones. I will not be visible if that is not true. Right? So I can always say and then abscond from the place. Right? So it is not a good, I would say, I think a good formula here is to simply use the currency of service. Serve, achieve some expertise, give to the world, take from the world, be a good Samaritan, as they say, be a good human being, learn, unlearn, play a good role in society, help the society live with harmony and peace. Not just our species, but our fellow species, flora and fauna around you. I think that's the best hack. Everything else is, I think, crap. Sorry for the language, because so if you see, if you guys see, I'll talk in general right now. Pesticide we invented. Moment we invented pesticide, the growth of crops happened. The moment the growth of crops happened, we all realized that all of us can thrive. Population exploded. Scientific advancement doesn't always translate to more harmony. Coming out with weapons, coming out with bombs, coming out with machine guns has led to more problems than anything else. Development need not necessarily mean a better living. It can simply mean end of our race also sometimes. So we have to be watchful of ethics, morals, and harmony in general. Right? Okay, guys. All the best. I am very happy that I think the kind of questions I've received in this kind of a clan of students has been different, and I see that the questions are more mature right now. For instance, nobody asked any question on placements. I don't know whether Chetan and co warned everyone saying that if you want to see sir lose his temper, ask him about placements. Right? Or in general, we all understand, sir, iska scope kya hai? Iska package kya milega? कोई तो कोई डांटेगा आपको. Someone will scold you. You would have got your share of scoldings, and we have evolved out of it. Right? I think it also makes no sense. If everybody is earning, who is giving? Right? Life is a zero-sum game. Correct? So be that good person and try to get whatever it takes. More money is not more happiness. That also we discussed just now, the law of diminishing returns. So I would like to conclude with this beautiful narrative from Archimedes in his book of ethics. He says, if you want to achieve very good happiness in the world, a known hack is dive deep into academics, study a lot, increase your knowledge. It need not come from your BS degree syllabus. It can come from in general anything. Take up a topic and then go deeply into it. There's a lot of happiness in that. Something that money cannot give you, something that friends cannot give you, something that even substance abuse cannot give you. Right? Try doing that. Go very deeply into a subject. The thrill is something else there. And the company of good people, I end with a beautiful Sanskrit verse. I'll not quote the Sanskrit verse, but the translation. It says, in this venomous life, there are two beautiful fruits. In this tree called the venomous tree, everything else is venomous and toxic. There are two beautiful fruits. One fruit is that of very good books. And second fruit is that of company of good people. I'm sorry, in Zoom, when I do this, the balloons start appearing. Anyways, thank you all. Do very well. Stay in touch. We have some initiatives going on. Chetan will always update your team. I don't know which group you people belong to. Whatever it is, I will. Chetan can send across message to these people. And Chetan has been doing this 9 p.m. Coders Eye session for a long time. I am missing there. I am going to restart that very soon. Please come back. Let us discuss at 9 p.m. every day. We sit on the reset button and then ask questions, not worrying about the subject. That has been the theme of Coders High. Right? So more details, you can always talk to Chetan. Chetan, we have a website also, right? Maybe you can give the link and we'll update things on it very soon. Anyway, all the best. Please stay in touch. Keep me posted of your success. Be connected on LinkedIn. Maybe I'll share my LinkedIn link. I'm sure it will be of waste because most of you are there on LinkedIn. I keep seeing you people there. This is my feed and this is my profile there, which is now visible on your chat window. Not yet. One moment. Here you go. Please add me there. Stay in touch. All the best. And as and always, for your internships or apprenticeships or final semester project, feel free to look me up. If there is mutual interest, we will make it happen. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye. Is that all? Chetan, can I leave?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you
Thank
all.
you so
Love
much.
you
Thank
all.
you, sir.
Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.